Welcome back to the channel Rare Coins Collections, where we uncover the hidden treasures lurking in everyday currency. Today, we're diving into something really exciting, the 2015 United States 1 dime with a rare mint mark. You might think a simple dime isn't worth much, but what if I told you that this tiny coin could be worth more than $34,000? Yes, you heard that right. Stick with us to learn why this 2015 dime is so valuable, what makes it so unique, and how you can spot one in your collection or your spare change that could make you a small fortune. Before we get into the value, let's take a step back and look at the background of the 1 dime. The dime is a staple in U.S. currency. First introduced in 1796, it has a long history of being used in everyday transactions. Over the years, the design and minting process of the dime have undergone various changes, but one thing remains constant: the dime is a coin that represents the strength of the American economy. By 2015, the design had evolved to feature the profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, which has been the design since 1946. But what makes this particular year and mint mark worth talking about is the rarity and uniqueness of the 2015 mint marks, especially a few special edition dimes that were struck. Let's talk about the 2015 mint marks. Normally, you'll find dimes with mint marks that indicate where they were made: the D mark for the Denver Mint, the P mark for the Philadelphia Mint, and sometimes the S mark for the San Francisco Mint. However, here's where things get interesting. In 2015, an unusual set of dimes from the Philadelphia Mint were produced without the typical P mint mark. This was due to a specific minting error. Normally, every coin produced by a U.S. mint facility bears a mint mark, but in a rare occurrence, some of these dimes were struck without the P mint mark, making them much rarer and highly sought after by collectors. These 2015 Philadelphia dimes without the P mint mark are an anomaly, something collectors love to hunt for. They stand out because they were never supposed to exist this way. And when a coin is unique like this, its value skyrockets. So, what does the 2015 dime look like? As we mentioned earlier, the front of the dime features Franklin D. Roosevelt. His profile is displayed in sharp detail, symbolizing his legacy and the era he represented. On the reverse side, you'll find a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, representing liberty, peace, and strength. These symbols are timeless, and the dime is a reflection of American ideals. But, while the design is beautiful and iconic, what truly sets this 2015 dime apart is the minting error. These coins are rare because they were struck without the P mint mark, and over time, the rarity of these coins has made them extremely valuable to collectors. So, what makes these no mint mark dimes worth so much? The fact that they were never intended to be made this way is what makes them so desirable. In the world of coin collecting, errors and anomalies are incredibly valuable because they are one-of-a-kind items. Coins with minting mistakes are rarer than their standard counterparts, and their uniqueness drives up their demand. Imagine finding a no mint mark 2015 dime in your collection, or even in your pocket change. It could be the most valuable coin you've ever found, as long as it's in good condition. The more pristine the coin is, the higher its potential value. That's why collectors are willing to pay top dollar for these elusive pieces. Now, the big question: how do you identify a rare 2015 dime without the mint mark? The most important thing to remember is that these coins lack the P mint mark that is typically found on coins minted in Philadelphia. The absence of the mint mark is the key indicator that you're holding something special. It's also important to check the condition of the coin. Coins that have been circulated or are in poor condition won't be as valuable. But if you find a 2015 dime without the mint mark and it's in excellent, uncirculated condition, you're in for a treat. So, how much is this rare 2015 no mint mark dime actually worth? Well, a typical dime would usually only be worth 10 cents, but this unique error coin has been known to sell for up to $34,000. That's right, $34,000. A single dime could fetch you $34,000 if you're lucky enough to have one of these rare, minting error coins in your collection. That's the kind of value you can get when you stumble upon a unique coin like this one. There you have it. The 2015 United States 1 dime with a rare mint mark error could be worth a small fortune. It's amazing to think that such a tiny coin, something most people wouldn't think twice about, could hold so much value. If you have a 2015 dime, take a moment to check for the absence of the mint mark. It might just be the rarest and most valuable coin in your collection. Today, we're diving into a true gem from American history, the 1965 United States 1 dime with a unique mint mark. Now, you might be thinking, a dime from 1965? That's not exactly rare or exciting. Well, hold on to your seats, because this small coin is actually worth far more than you'd ever expect. Stick with us, because by the end of this video, we'll reveal just how much this dime could be worth today, and trust me, it's a number that will surprise you. First, let's set the stage and understand the historical context of the 1965 1 dime. The year 1965 was a pivotal time for the United States, particularly in terms of its coinage. In fact, 1965 marked the year the U.S. Mint transitioned away from silver in most of its coinage. That's right, prior to 1965, coins like the dime were made of 90% silver. But in 1965, due to rising silver prices and a coin shortage, the U.S. Mint made a significant change. From that year forward, the dime would be made primarily of copper and nickel, with only a small core of silver. The 1965 dime was part of this major shift, and although it was produced in large numbers, it's the minting errors and unique variations that make certain 1965 dimes so valuable today. So, what exactly makes the 1965 dime a sought-after treasure? Let's break it down. Now, when we talk about the 1965 dime, what we're really looking for are the rare minting errors and unique mint marks that were struck during the production process. Most coins produced in 1965 have the standard mint marks, D for the Denver Mint and a S for the San Francisco Mint. However, some 1965 dimes were struck with a variety of minting errors, and it's these errors that make them stand out. One key element to watch out for is double die errors. A double die occurs when a coin is struck more than once with the same die, causing the design to appear to be doubled in certain areas. This error can cause the lettering and features of the coin to be slightly misaligned, giving it a unique appearance. Another potential error is the no mint mark coin. In 1965, certain dimes were struck at the Philadelphia Mint without the usual P mint mark. Although coins from the Philadelphia Mint typically include the P mint mark, these rare dimes were struck without it, making them even more desirable to collectors. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of the coin's value, let's quickly talk about its design. On the obverse of the 1965 dime, you'll find the profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. His image has been featured on the dime since 1946, and it symbolizes Roosevelt's leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. On the reverse side, the design features a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. These iconic symbols are timeless, making the dime not only a piece of currency but a piece of American history. However, while the design is iconic, it's the rarity and errors that truly make the 1965 dime stand out. It's the errors and minting issues that have transformed this coin from a common dime into a highly sought-after collector's item. So, what makes the 1965 1 dime a real treasure for collectors? Well, the most important factor is rarity. Dimes are usually produced in large quantities, and most of the coins made in 1965 were circulated heavily. But when it comes to coins with minting errors, like the double die or the no mint mark variants, those are rare. Collectors love these types of coins because they offer a glimpse into the minting process and are often a reminder of how small mistakes can turn something ordinary into something extraordinary. A coin that was supposed to be part of the everyday currency ends up being a highly valuable artifact. Now, if you're wondering how to spot a rare 1965 dime, there are a few key things to keep an eye out for. Double die errors. If you notice any parts of the design, like the date or the lettering, appearing doubled or misaligned, you could be holding a valuable error coin.no mint mark. Most 1965 dimes have the D or S mint mark, but if you find a 1965 dime from the Philadelphia Mint that's missing the mint mark entirely, you've got a rare find condition. Like any collectible, the better the condition, the more it's worth. A coin that's uncirculated and in near-perfect condition will command a much higher price than one that's been through years of circulation. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the value of the 1965 one dime. While a regular 1965 dime without any errors is worth just 10 cents, those rare minting errors and unique variants can fetch an extraordinary price. If you happen to find a 1965 dime with a double die error or a no mint mark coin in excellent condition, you could be looking at a value of up to $36,000, that's right, $36,000 for a single dime. Who would have thought a simple coin from 1965 could be worth such an incredible amount? This just goes to show how much value a rare minting error can add to a coin.so. There you have it. If you have a 1965 one dime in your collection, be sure to check it carefully. If it has any of these unique minting errors or a rare no mint mark feature, you could have a fortune on your hands. Today, we're taking a deep dive into a coin that's often overlooked but could be worth a small fortune, the 1967 United States one dime with a rare mint mark. Now, you might think that a 1967 dime is just another everyday coin, but let me tell you, it's far from ordinary. If you think dimes are just worth 10 cents, you're in for a big surprise because this particular dime could be worth $38,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. Stay with us, because we're going to reveal exactly why this small coin could have such an incredible value. Before we dive into its value, let's take a look at the historical context of the 1967 dime. The 1960s were a tumultuous time in U.S. history, social change, economic shifts, and significant developments in the world. For coin collectors, 1967 was especially important because it was the second year of the U.S. Mint's transition from silver to copper-nickel alloys. In 1965, the United States stopped minting coins with 90% silver content in most denominations due to rising silver prices and a coin shortage. The 1967 dime, therefore, was made using a copper-nickel clad composition, which marked the end of an era of silver coins in American currency. But, while the design of the 1967 dime was the same as the previous ones, featuring the profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse and a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse, it was the mint marks and the minting errors that would make certain 1967 dimes incredibly valuable. That's where the magic happens. So, what makes the 1967 dime special and why are certain coins from this year worth so much? It all comes down to the minting process and the errors that occurred during production. Most 1967 dimes have the standard mint marks, D for the Denver Mint and an S for the San Francisco Mint. These marks tell us where the coin was struck, but here's the catch: some 1967 dimes were minted without a mint mark. These coins were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, but due to an error, they didn't carry the usual P mint mark. When a coin is missing its expected mint mark, it becomes a rare and collectible find. You see, in most cases, every coin made at the U.S. Mint has some form of identification, whether it's a D, S, or P mint mark. But these unmarked dimes are highly sought after by collectors because they are anomalies, a mistake that wasn't meant to happen. In addition to the mint mark errors, some of these 1967 dimes are also valued due to double die errors, where the design appears to be doubled due to a misalignment in the die used to strike the coin. This double die effect can make certain elements of the coin, like the date or the lettering, appear to be doubled or shifted, which significantly increases its value among collectors. Now, let's take a quick look at the design of the 1967 dime, which, while classic, holds more meaning than just its appearance. On the obverse, the dime features the profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, who was known for leading the country through the Great Depression and World War II. Roosevelt's image has been featured on the dime since 1946, and it remains one of the most recognizable symbols of U.S. coinage. On the reverse of the 1967 dime, you'll find a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, symbols of liberty, peace, and strength. These symbols reflect American ideals and are as relevant today as they were when the coin was first minted. Though the design is iconic, it's the rarity of the coin that drives its value up, not the design itself. The key to understanding the true value of the 1967 one dime lies in its rarity. Most dimes from this year are relatively easy to find, but the ones with minting errors, like the no mint mark and double die errors, are incredibly rare. In fact, these coins are so rare that collectors actively seek them out, knowing that the demand for these unusual variants drives up their value. The fact that the 1967 dimes were supposed to have a mint mark but were struck without one makes them highly collectible. The more pristine the condition of the coin, the higher its potential value. Coins that have been in circulation for decades may show signs of wear, which can diminish their value. But an uncirculated coin in excellent condition? That's where the real money is. If you want to know whether your 1967 dime could be worth a small fortune, here are a few key things to look for. No mint mark. The most significant indicator of rarity is the absence of a mint mark. If your 1967 dime doesn't have the expected D or S mint mark, it could be from the Philadelphia Mint, and that makes it a rare find. Double die error. Check the lettering and design elements carefully. If you notice any doubling or misalignment, it could indicate a double die error, which increases the coin's value. Condition. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition are the most valuable. Dimes that show heavy wear or discoloration will typically fetch less money. The cleaner and more detailed the coin, the higher the price it could command. Now, let's get to the exciting part. How much is this rare 1967 dime worth? Well, if you're lucky enough to find a 1967 dime with a no mint mark error or a double die error in excellent condition, you could be sitting on a coin worth a whopping $38,000. That's right, $38,000 for a single dime. Imagine finding that in your pocket change or in a drawer with old coins. It just goes to show that even the most common coins can hold incredible value, especially when they have that rare minting error or defect. So, there you have it. The 1967 United States one dime could be worth more than you ever imagined, thanks to its rarity and the minting errors that make it so unique. If you have a 1967 dime, take a moment to check it closely, especially if it's missing the mint mark or has any doubling in the design. You might be holding a coin that's worth thousands of dollars. Today, we're diving deep into one very special coin that could be worth far more than you might imagine. The 2001 United States one dime with a rare mint mark. This particular coin might seem like just another dime at first glance, but trust me, it's a hidden gem that's worth some serious cash. So, if you're ready to discover how a simple 2001 dime can be worth a small fortune, keep watching until the end, because we're going to reveal exactly how much it could be worth today, and I promise, you won't believe your eyes. Let's start with some background on the 2001 United States one dime. The turn of the 21st century was an exciting time in American history, with the country experiencing technological advances, economic growth, and cultural changes. The United States Mint, however, was busy at work continuing the production of its classic coin designs. The 2001 dime was part of the ongoing series that featured the portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse. Roosevelt has been the face of the dime since 1946, making it one of the most iconic and enduring designs in U.S. coinage history. On the reverse, the coin features a design that symbolizes American ideals: a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, representing liberty, peace, and strength. The design has remained consistent for many years and is instantly recognizable. But while the design of the 2001 dime is familiar, it's the rarity and minting errors that make certain dimes from this year especially valuable. So, what makes the 2001 dime special? Well, like many coins, most of these dimes were minted in large quantities at the U.S. Mint facilities, and many of them circulated in daily transactions. However, certain minting errors and unusual variants have made some of these dimes much more valuable than their face value. It's not just the date that matters, it's the mint mark and any errors that may have occurred during production. For most 2001 dimes, the mint mark tells us where the coin was produced. Coins produced at the Denver Mint bear the D mint mark, while coins from the Philadelphia Mint are typically unmarked. The 2001 dime also had some rare errors, like double die varieties, that collectors are on the lookout for. A double die error happens when the design is struck twice, causing certain parts of the coin to be doubled or misaligned. Double die errors on coins can be subtle, but they can dramatically increase the coin's value. If you look closely at the date, the lettering, or other features on the coin, you may notice signs of doubling. This is one of the primary reasons why the 2001 dime, particularly the ones with minting flaws, can be worth so much more than just 10 cents. Before we get into how to identify a rare 2001 dime, let's take a moment to appreciate the design. The obverse of the 2001 dime features the classic portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Roosevelt is known for his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, making him a symbol of strength, leadership, and resilience. His likeness on the dime honors his legacy and his contributions to the country. On the reverse, the design features a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch. The torch represents liberty, the olive branch symbolizes peace, and the oak branch stands for strength. These symbols have been used on the reverse of the dime since the coin's redesign in 1946 and remain one of the most recognizable images in American coinage. But what makes the 2001 dime interesting is that some of these coins, due to their minting errors and mistakes, have become highly coveted by collectors. The true value of the 2001 dime lies in its rarity and the condition in which it's found. Most 2001 dimes circulated heavily and are common, but certain coins with minting errors, particularly double die varieties, can be worth much more than their face value. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins that deviate from the norm. These errors, no matter how subtle, make the coin unique, which is what drives their value up. The best part about rare 2001 dimes is that you don't need to find a coin from a century ago to discover something valuable. Many of these rare dimes are relatively modern, which means they might be sitting in your collection or even hidden in your pocket change. Collectors especially love finding these types of coins because they're relatively recent but still have an inherent rarity that makes them more desirable. Now, the big question: how can you tell if your 2001 dime is one of those rare, valuable coins? Here's what to look for. Mint mark. The first thing you'll want to check is the mint mark. While most 2001 dimes will have a D mint mark for Denver, some dimes may not have any mint mark at all, indicating that they were struck at the Philadelphia Mint. However, the real prize comes when you find errors in the minting process. Double die error. One of the most valuable features of a 2001 dime is the double die error. Check the date, the wording, and the design elements for any signs of doubling. The doubling could be faint, but if you can spot it, you might have a valuable coin in your hands. Condition. As with any collectible, condition matters. The better the condition of the coin, the more it's worth. Coins in mint state, or uncirculated condition, are the most valuable, while those that show heavy wear or damage will typically be worth much less. Now, the moment you've been waiting for, the big reveal. If you happen to find a 2001 dime with a double die error or a missing mint mark in excellent condition, it could be worth as much as $39,000. That's right, $39,000 for a single dime. Who would have thought that a 2001 dime, which may seem like just another coin, could be worth so much? It just goes to show that even the most modern coins can have incredible value when they're rare and well-preserved. So, there you have it. If you have a 2001 dime in your collection or find one in your pocket change, be sure to give it a careful inspection. If it has a minting error, like a double die variety, or is missing a mint mark, you could have a fortune on your hands. Today, we're going to talk about a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance, but trust me, it's far from it. We're talking about the 2005 United States 1 dime with a rare mint mark that could be worth a small fortune. This isn't just another dime, this is a coin that, depending on its condition and specific characteristics, could be worth way more than just 10 cents. Intrigued? You should be. Stick with us as we uncover the secrets behind this rare 2005 dime and reveal exactly how much it could be worth. You won't believe the incredible value of this little coin. Let's start with some history to put this dime into context. The 2005 one dime was part of the U.S. Mint's ongoing production of the Roosevelt Dime series, which first began in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who served as president during the Great Depression and World War II. Roosevelt's image has graced the obverse of the dime ever since, making this series one of the most recognizable in American coinage history. In 2005, the design of the dime didn't change from the previous years. Roosevelt's portrait remained on the obverse, while the reverse side featured the familiar symbols of liberty, peace, and strength: a torch, olive branch, and oak branch. This design represents the enduring values of the United States, which is why it's been on the dime for so long. But while the design remained constant, there's something special about certain 2005 dimes that could make them worth a small fortune. So, what makes the 2005 dime special? You might think all 2005 dimes are created equal, but that's not the case. Some 2005 dimes have rare mint marks and minting errors that make them highly desirable to collectors. In fact, many of these errors are what give the coin its immense value. The mint mark on a coin indicates where it was produced. Most 2005 dimes were produced with the standard D mint mark for the Denver Mint or the S for the San Francisco Mint. But the real magic happens when a minting error occurs. For instance, some 2005 dimes have double die errors, where the design is struck multiple times, causing parts of the coin's details, like the date, the text, or other elements, to appear doubled or misaligned. These errors create unique variations of the dime that are incredibly valuable in the world of coin collecting. Another potential treasure lies in the missing mint mark. Some 2005 dimes, especially those produced at the Philadelphia Mint, were struck without a mint mark at all. Coins like these are highly coveted by collectors because they're considered rare mistakes. Before we get into how to identify a rare 2005 dime, let's take a quick look at the design itself. The obverse features the portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, who was a symbol of leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. Roosevelt's portrait is elegant and instantly recognizable, making it one of the most iconic images in American coinage. On the reverse of the coin, you'll see the traditional design with the torch, olive branch, and oak branch. The torch stands for liberty, the olive branch for peace, and the oak branch for strength. These symbols are a constant reminder of the core values upon which the United States was founded, and they've been an integral part of the dime's design since 1946. But it's the minting errors and the rarity of the 2005 dimes that make them so valuable, not just the design itself. The rarity of the 2005 one dime is the key to its immense value. While many of these dimes circulated widely, it's the ones with minting errors or unique characteristics that have become the most sought after by collectors. The world of coin collecting is full of enthusiasts who are constantly searching for rare and valuable coins, and those with minting mistakes are always at the top of their list. As we mentioned earlier, the double die error and missing mint marks are two of the main reasons why certain 2005 dimes are worth so much. Coins with imperfections in the strike, such as doubling in the text or the date, are considered special because they deviate from the norm. Collectors love these errors because they are a piece of history and a unique version of a widely produced coin. The condition of the coin also plays a huge role in its value. Dimes that are in pristine, uncirculated condition are much more valuable than those that have been heavily worn through years of circulation. Coins in mint state, free from scratches or damage, are the most desirable to collectors, and they can command higher prices in the market. So, how can you tell if you have one of these rare and valuable 2005 dimes? Here are some key things to look for. Mint mark. Start by checking the mint mark on your dime. The most common 2005 dimes will have a D or S mint mark, but if your coin has no mint mark at all, it might have been struck at the Philadelphia Mint and could be a rare find. Look closely. If there's no mark, you may have something special. Double die error. Next, check for any signs of a double die error. Look carefully at the date. the wording, and even the design elements on the coin. If you see any doubling or misalignment, it could mean your coin has a rare minting flaw. Condition. The condition of the coin is another important factor. If your coin is in mint state, meaning it looks nearly as good as it did when it was first minted, it will be worth more. Coins with minimal wear or no signs of damage are highly valuable. Now, let's get to the exciting part. If you happen to find a 2005 dime with a double die error or one with a missing mint mark in excellent condition, you could be holding a coin worth as much as $40,000. Yes, that's right, $40,000 for a single dime. It's amazing how a little minting error or a rare variation can turn an ordinary coin into something that's worth a small fortune. So, there you have it. The 2005 one dime could be worth much more than its face value if it has a minting error or is missing a mint mark. If you've got one of these rare coins or happen to find one in your pocket change, make sure to check it carefully. You could be sitting on a goldmine. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future discoveries. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting.